Trump's just returned to heinous surprise at the White House after coming home from overseas trip. The president and first lady just completed their second overseas trip, which was arguably even more successful than their impressive first one to the Middle East and parts of Europe. Melania Trump stunned on the world stage once again, looking radiant, elegant, and classy as ever, but also forged new relationships with other leaders' wives and even Russia's Vladimir Putin, who she sat next to at a G20 summit dinner. President Trump accomplished more there in just a few days than his predecessor did in 2 presidential terms. However, the success of this trip ended on a sour note when the couple returned home to a nasty surprise at the White House. There's no denying that the Trumps impressed while in Poland, where they were welcomed by a massive crowd cheering USA. Before landing for the G20 summit in Germany. It doesn't matter to liberals what good they accomplished there to make America great again, they were still nitpicked back at home over the most irrelevant and innocuous details. The hate in the homeland was still percolating in their absence, which they got a reminder of shortly after landing on the White House lawn and making a beeline for the White House doors. The reality that liberals will stop at nothing to seek vengeance for their candidate losing the election months ago presents itself daily as the vicious left continues violent attacks and even attempted assassinations. On Sunday, Secret Service was forced to shut down the north fence line at the People's House after what they found outside, not far from where the Trumps were. Fox 32 Chicago reports. The Secret Service investigated a suspicious package outside the White House on Sunday night. The package was near Pennsylvania Avenue and 15th. Agents closed the north fence line of the White House as they investigated. They also closed 15th Street to vehicular traffic. At just after 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, law enforcement personnel were still on the scene investigating the package to determine what it was and if it was a threat, the Secret Service alerted in a tweet at the time. There's no amount of security and seriousness that's too much when it comes to any first family's safety, but especially the Trumps, who are under increased and constant attack by lunatics who feel justified in following through on a deadly threat. Strangely, hours after the package has been evaluated, no other reports about the outcome of that investigation had been released other than the initial alert of its existence. It was likely determined to not be a threat to the president or anyone at the White House, but that has yet to be publicly stated. In the meantime, this just proves that the Secret Service has their work cut out for them more than any other president in history, and not one of them can ever get too comfortable and let their guard down. This is why it was so alarming when one special agent had publicly stated that she wouldn't take a bullet for President Trump, which is her job to do so as his personal detail. This suspicious package discovery comes just a couple of days after a psychopath showed up at Trump Tower looking for Ivanka Trump and armed with knives. While the president, first lady, first daughter and her husband are all in Germany, another horrifying try to take one of them out for good was just stopped, this time aimed at Ivanka. Luckily, this deadly degenerate didn't realize that Ivanka wasn't home and was overseas, where she was safer in this case, despite the thousands of protesters who surround her in Hamburg, Germany. The Daily Mail reports. A man wearing a bulletproof vest and armed with 2 knives was arrested trying to get into Trump Tower, police say. Authorities say Adames Benitez said that he was a U.S. senator and wanted to see President Donald Trump's oldest daughter, Ivanka, when he showed up at Trump Tower around 4 p.m., the New York Post reported. The threat is clear, present, and very real, and there are many, unfortunately, out there who are so disillusioned by the Democrat Party that they are willing and hoping to go out as a martyr for the cause. There have never been so many security breaches as the White House as there have been while the Trumps have lived there, with a series of fence jumpers, a trend which seems to have gotten under control recently by Secret Service. This is secondary to the countless mystery packages found on the property. One can't help but wonder if all of these failed attempts are test runs for a bigger event that homegrown terrorists or others are preparing for, to see what they could successfully get away with. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.